do Black Americans have any friends? Do they have political allies? I mean, let's be a little bit honest here. I mean, they're over here targeting white people constantly. And then the whole Ashley Gonzalez thing came out, and then all of a sudden they want to target Latinos. Now, Rick Chow was found not guilty. And then, of course, they want to target Asians now, too. Not just Chinese people, but all Asians. This is something very unique to the Black American community. It's not Black Latinos saying this. It's not dark-skinned Asians saying this. It's foundational Black Americans being racist, anti-Latino, anti-Asian. That's what it is. That's what it's about. Black Americans, especially foundational Black Americans, are fucking racist.
I've been seeing a lot of black people on the internet saying, oh, we gotta boycott the Asians and the Chinese people. Like, bro, y'all sound stupid as hell, bro. Most of y'all, like, why you got beef with the Asians and Chinese people? By the end of the weekend, I promise, more than half of you guys are gonna be going out to the Chinese buffets and ordering shit from China. So who the fuck are you kidding? Saying, oh, they hate us, they wanna get rid of us, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever thought about why they hate you motherfuckers? Why everybody hates y'all motherfuckers? Because y'all don't know how to behave. Damn.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another reaction video by Saleni. If it's your first time coming across my page, or if it's your first time encountering my videos, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it. So guys, folks, today I would like to talk about the most growing online debate right now, yeah? And this growing online debate surrounds the Black Americans boycott on the Asian businesses and the reactions that followed later. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what has now really caught my attention right after making a video about the black boycott on the Asian businesses, the reactions that have followed, guys, these are so massive. Because when we look at this conversation that has really expanded beyond boundaries right now, the Black and Asian disagreement has finally even included other communities, yeah? And this is not even a shock to me at this point, because whenever Black folks are out there trying to live their life and doing their own choices, we'll always find people who like poking their noses into their businesses, yeah? And on this time right now, we are talking about the Latinos. Just to be specific, the Latinos, guys. And remember, the Latinos are not even involved in this Asian fight, or rather, this Asian mixture with the Black, or rather the misunderstanding. So whatever that is happening right now has a lot of eyes, and shades are being thrown all over to the Black communities. And as you know, guys, there's no day that anyone is going to throw shade at the Black community and it goes just unpunished. So this guy got these guys got out here, started making commentary videos, talking about how Black folks are always the ones to start up a beef, or rather to bring something out of something that is not supposed to be an issue. Yeah? And remember, whatever they're talking about right now concerns the death of a young 14-year-old boy. So folks, first of all, Cyrus Belton was never supposed to go through whatever he was going through. Either whether the people think that the mother was not careful or not, whatever happened to the 14-year-old boy was so inhumane. So folks, I'm going to play for you these videos today. Let's pay attention to the videos that I'm going to play to you right on your screens, and as I come back at the end with my commentaries. Thank you.
I don't know how many more situations like the Rick Child situation needs to happen in order for black people to realize you don't have any allies. You don't. These people don't care about us. All right? They're going to choose their own group of people, even when they know that their own group of people is wrong in a situation. We shouldn't be supporting their businesses. We shouldn't be using our voices to advocate for these people because nobody ever does the same for us. And y'all want to be buddy-buddy with everybody. Stop. Just stop. How many times does history have to repeat itself in order for you to realize nobody cares about you? Like, what's the next situation that's going to happen? Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be another situation, a few months from now, that's going to happen with somebody else. I mean, just history keeps repeating itself, bro. I'm not speaking up for no other group of people because these group of people will never speak up for us, and they not our friends. And a lot of these other races of people, they assimilate to whiteness every time. They show you who they are every time. You don't have any allies. Point.
Hey, black community. How's that Asian boycott working out for you, man? I mean, I've been watching it online, how y'all gonna stop dealing with this Asian establishments and so on and so on. So that leads me to wonder to all these women where they're gonna get their hair from, their eyelashes, and where they're gonna get their nails and feet done. You know, and so on and so on. You know, where you're gonna get your Nike sneakers from and all that other shit. You know? I'm trying to figure it out. Me, I'm not boycotting shit. This is not my fight. It really isn't. Besides, this pepper steak and fried rice is banging. I just supported Asian business. I sure did. Yes, sir. But let's talk about it. Okay. What happened with that young boy Cyrus? All right, you're only mad because of an Asian man. It was a person of another race that happened because black on black violence occurs daily. And y'all don't say nothing about it. You notice BLM is not even involved. Reverend Al Sharpton didn't pop up. You know why? They've been ordered to stand down. They want y'all to crash out. And this is exactly what you're doing. Looting the place, burning it to the ground, whatever. You know, there's a thing called insurance. That man's going to rebuild bigger and better than ever somewhere else. Far away from y'all. So, I don't get it.
This is a Puerto Rican tether. Black Americans who are delineating from Caribbeans and Africans and immigrants understand that these people can come to the United States of America and say that they are black like you. They get to write down that they're Black American or African American and benefit from the historical oppression and the achievements of Black Americans, use our civil rights, our birthrights to power their movement and prosper in the United States of America. Now, you can see in the background in his bio, he's Puerto Rican. Could he be bi-ethnic? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. We speak about bi-ethnics a lot because sometimes when you are walking in dual realities, you may be anchored in one. Black Americans are protecting our culture, advocating for reparations, restorative justice, specific policies for our lineage, birthrights in the United States of America. And a lot of these people are not on code with you. I'm Ken Nottaway, the 5th great grandson of Nat Turner, one of the greatest American freedom fighters of all time. These people come to the land we built. We existed in pre-colonization. They benefit from us, right? And this is why we've been warning you about tethers. Tethers are not just immigrants. Tethers are immigrants, people of non-Black American lineage who undermine you in the things I just named, right? They're not allies of you. But riddle me this, right? Puerto Rico is a part of the United States of America, but you cannot vote in our elections, so that means you ain't worth shit. Riddle me this. If an adult of any ethnicity, any race, has a gun permit, you're licensed to carry, right? Just because you're licensed to carry, does that stop you from getting into a fist fight? And does that stop you from stealing? right? And I bring this up, go watch his video in totality. I think it's about 8 minutes of nonsense. If an adult who has a license to carry goes into a store, right, and they never see that you have a gun on you, but perhaps you attempt to steal, or maybe you did steal, but let's say you didn't steal, and you left out the store, and someone went running after you. They did not see that you have a gun and your license to carry, and they unalive you. Why would you bring up a little 14-year-old boy having a gun if they never seen it? If he never attempted to use it? Because an adult who is licensed to carry can still attempt to steal something and have a weapon concealed. And let's say the owner didn't see the gun, but they just seen maybe possibly you attempted to steal something and they chased you and unalived you. See, bringing up the gun means that you are an enabler of anti-Black American racism and little black boys being unalived. This is why on my channel a lot I speak about my education, and people think I'm just being, you know, one of those people, those uppity people talking about education. A lot of you really don't understand how to properly correlate things with nuance. And you got to understand the type of menace this is as a Puerto Rican tether. So you go to a Chinese restaurant where they cook cats, rats, and dogs, and you cam up with this food that you're going to fart out and funkify that truck, and you think that's doing what besides ruining your bowels? You're going to be shitting up a storm. But this is what you did to just spite Black Americans as a Puerto Rican tether. I remember what was going on in Gaza with the whole thing of G-side. I don't support G-side. And there was some people who were petty with Starbucks, you know, because they were saying Starbucks supported G-side. And they cammed up with their Starbucks cups, their coffee. That was a signal saying we don't give a fuck about you in G-side. So you eating Chinese food is a signal to say we don't give a fuck about you, Black Americans being unalived. Now, there was a P-brain on my page yesterday by the name of Tribe Soul. We was talking about something nuanced about how Black women may contribute a lot to the success of these Asian businesses, specifically beauty supply stores and getting your nails done. We were just speaking about where they get a bulk of their money from, and we were saying if you stop frequenting these businesses, you can hurt them greatly overnight, and they are being hurt. But I was saying that all these other Asian businesses, such as these restaurants, anyone can patronize these restaurants, including Caribbeans and Africans who say that they are Black, and other people, right? I was saying that oftentimes we who speak about delineation, we talk about Caribbeans and Africans, and in this case Puerto Ricans, not being on code with you, people who fled their land, who came to the United States of America to benefit from Black Americans. So just because you say you're Black or you present a certain way does not mean you are an ally of Black Americans. And this is what we have been telling you about. But people will say that you're xenophobic because you call these things out. It's very logical. That's why I don't pay these motherfuckers no mind. You can't gaslight me out of my experiences. You can't gaslight us out of our experiences. There is so many people who are against you, Black Americans. You are in enemy territory. All these groups of people are against you, even people that look like you and come to the United States of America to cosplay as you. They come here, they write down that they're Black American, African American to get ahead. You know he ain't write down no Puerto Rican on no job application, even to get that motherfucking gig. Come on now. These people are against you, but we're going to have to talk about that in another video. I don't want this to be an ongoing video. I just want you to know that so many people are against you. I told you it was just not the Asian community. I told you. This is why we've been talking about tethers and the importance of delineating. Imagine a community going through something, right? Nothing has to do with Puerto Ricans. I mean, if you felt like you were black and you were wronged by the Asian community, oh wait, that reminds me. So what's that other guy? I don't know his name. His name used to be Maroon Mindset, but he changed it, so I don't know what it was. He was saying we need to be on code and come together with Caribbeans and Africans. And this is what I was saying. When it comes to the United States of America, if people view them as black, supposedly, they're supposed to automatically be on code. As simple as waking up and brushing your teeth, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, right? So we don't have to come together with Puerto Ricans and Caribbeans, because it's not like we're meeting up at City Hall, like in action, like coming together. Let's meet up in Washington, right? You are not patronizing Asian businesses because you feel offended. That's not an action of coming together. You're just sitting it out. Yet at the same time, we're still delineating, right? Because we're not the same. So we don't have to literally come together like we're going to City Hall. Oh, I don't like the Africans. I don't like the Caribbeans. I don't want to meet up with them. You're literally just sitting it out. So that guy whose name used to be Maroon Mindset, he's just making up shit because he's a grifter trying to grift his way into Pan-Africanism with likability so everyone can like him and build a platform. Back to this Puerto Rican tether. This is what we've been talking about. You do not have allies. People don't make sense.
My grandma always used to say, people always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you still got to water that shit. And every time I see certain conversations online, I always think about that. I'm seeing some folks say black people shouldn't be boycotting Asian businesses. Y'all gonna see what happened to y'all. And I'm like, what happened to y'all? What happened to us? What happened to y'all? That's the part that always kind of gets me, right? If black people don't matter, if the black dollar ain't valuable, if black people are doing too much, then stop taking our money. It's really that simple. Go on and get all them other dollars. Open your stores exclusively in communities where you feel like people don't complain, don't protest, and they don't speak up. Since we're such a burden, go and see how much it works out for you. The irony is black people have spent generations fighting for equality, not just for black people, but for everybody. And now a lot of people that benefited from the fight that black people did, they want to say, just be quiet and shut up. But if it wasn't for us, they'd be no you. And now some of the people who benefited from black folks opening those doors act like black people don't bring nothing to the table. And that's why I don't get offended anymore. If you truly believe black people have no value, stand on business. Stop taking the black dollar. Stop opening businesses in black neighborhoods. Stop marketing to black consumers. And this let us know when that little experience.
The Latino said this.
I've been seeing a lot of black people on the internet saying, oh, we gotta boycott the Asians and the Chinese people. Like, bro, y'all sound stupid as hell, bro. Most of y'all, like, why you got beef with the Asians and Chinese people? By the end of the weekend, I promise, more than half of you guys are gonna be going out to the Chinese buffets and ordering from China. So what are you kidding? Saying, oh, they hate us, they wanna get rid of us, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever thought about why they hate you? Why everybody hates y'all? Because y'all don't know how to behave. Damn.
So he was like, basically everybody's tired of us because we don't know how to behave and we ain't going to do nothing either. He said 50% of y'all, and I have to bleep it out, right? 50% of y'all going to be back at the buffets and all this other stuff. And I might add that I had to take the song out, but he was listening to Erykah Badu in the background. It's like, okay, wait a minute now. Getting spicy about what black people are or are not going to do while you listen to Erykah Badu? Now, I wasn't trying to rhyme, but you listen to Erykah Badu, you wasn't listening to your people talking crazy about black folks. Well, I tell you what. See, it's not a secret to us that the Asians And the Latinos, they often form an alliance when it comes against black folks, especially black American descendants of slavery, like they did in California, where they said that we were going to have to convince them to give us reparations. And they said, no, we shouldn't get it. During the history of black Americans in this country, they are going to stand 10 toes down, form a coalition against us. But yet here they are again. So the Latino, he agrees with the Asian guy who's basically mad at us because we're saying enough, no more. And another thing is this, homie, you can't tell us where to spend our money. We can spend our money where we want. See, the problem is this, not just the Asian community, but the Latino community, they're used to getting a lot of our money. And now that we talking about, nah, we don't want to do that. Oh, we the bad guy. And that's why nobody want to do nothing with you. Well, cool. Stay away from us, right? Because I think we can all agree, right? That black folks don't be going around them trying to say what y'all doing, what's latest dances and how y'all seasoning y'all food. No, we don't do all of that. Y'all do that to us. And even in the Latino community, they're mad because we're like, hey, you can't say the N-word to us or around us. Oh, what? We don't mean it like that. But as I always say, there's words we can't say about them, and they would be cool with that. But we supposed to take it? So we're at a new day and age where black folks are really starting to say no, for real, for real. Let's get back to where our ancestors were, right? And to me, I'm like, forget a boycott. Let's have a boycott, as Nuri Muhammad said, right? Let's have a boycott where we buy back into our own community, our own stores, and all the things that we need. And like the Asian dude say, well, you know, y'all women ain't getting on the knees and putting up a nasty attitude. The last time I had my feet and hands done was by a black woman, so I don't know what he talk about. But see, that's them thinking we got a lock on everything, and they got to come to us. Listen, I said I'd rather have bald-headed nails before I go to one of their shops, especially with that attitude.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this man is literally having the balls to wake up, record a video that is going to really rage bait the black community. Yeah? This Latino woke up with all his mighty guts and started making a video saying all kinds of stuff about the black community. And remember, guys, all we have to know is that we really don't have any ally as the black community. All we do have is ourselves. Yeah? All we do have is ourselves. Whenever anything happens, just watch out the pattern. We don't really have a community that stands out with the black community in support. Many a times that we see when we are going through anything, it's just blacks for blacks. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we really need to understand the fact that we are for ourselves.
Black Americans just won't stop. If you guys have been following the Rick Chow case, things have just gotten way worse because now Black Americans are targeting Asian businesses for no reason. Just because you are upset at the result of a specific case, I just don't understand why you're going to drag an entire racial community. This just goes to show that black people in the United States can be racist, and many are racist. When people say that black people cannot be racist, I want them to look at this. People like him literally think that other races are out to get black people. People like him are dangerous. It's the pomposity for me. I think it's very telling that lots of black Americans are getting upset because other people are talking about their Asian boycott, and like we're documenting it all. We are going to continuously talk about the racism that is in the black American community because it's very important for all of us to have a general understanding between all of our communities. Asians, Latino, Indigenous American, black people, white, etc. We have to be honest about these conversations. Now, let me address what you actually said in the comment. So, we are going to be next. Black Americans are going to target the entire Latino community. I think this is weird on the issue of optics, especially if you study economics or have any basic understanding of statistics. You are comparing a minor ethnicity of the United States, Black Americans. You're saying that they have so much grand influence, to have such a economic drive to affect the grand population of the Latino community. So that means the entirety of Brazil, Mexico, the Latinos that live here inside the United States. And if we were to expand that rhetoric out and say Hispanics as well, or Latinos in general, Portuguese speakers, Spanish speakers, French speakers, that would include probably like the global community of those same speakers. So you're talking about like billions of people. And that's billions. So if you would like to do the math on that specific issue, try it.
There has never been people of color solidarity with Black Americans. There has never been a rainbow coalition. I blame Jesse Jackson for coining that phrase and coming up with that rhetoric. Nice fantasy, but that's what it's been, a fantasy. There is no Pan Africanism at all. The reality, Black Americans, is that our community does stand alone. And that has been emphasized ever since the 2024 election. Do you remember earlier this year that woman from Sierra Leone made that video where she threatened Black Americans with violence? She stated she hated us and if she could, she would kill us. This app did not take down that video. It should have. It didn't get a community guidelines violation. How many of us have gotten CGVs for some of the most innocuous videos and comments? But what was even more telling was the silence from within her own community. When she released that video, immediately others from Sierra Leone should have condemned it, and they did not. With this latest miscarriage of justice for the Belton family, silence from the Asian American community. Remember several years ago when Asian Americans were complaining and had the hashtag Stop Asian Hate? And I remember a number of our influencers and creators supported that. And it didn't take long for the federal government to pass an anti hate crime bill for Asian Americans. We still don't have one. And the silence from their community is deafening. The Arab and Muslim Americans who took part in that non committed movement, especially the one who is mayor of New York City that everyone is praising, whose wife is racist. And you know, birds of a feather flock together. That's all I'm going to say about that. And many are still harassing Kamala Harris. When people show you who they are, believe them. But the part that many people leave off of that quote is the first time. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time, Maya Angelou stated. I hope you all are serious about these boycotts because it annoys me when I hear people, even from within our own community, say, well, Black Americans, why don't you build your own? See, that's why they're banning books, because it shows ignorance of American history. We Black Americans have always built our own out of necessity, out of desire. That's why we have historically Black colleges all over the place. But this is a white supremacist nation. Color redacted folk grew jealous because we stepped out of our place and destroyed much of what we have tried to build. So stop saying that. Why don't you build your... We've always built our own, and we continue to do so. Again, hope you all are serious about these boycotts. Well, my hair braider is Ethiopian. Ma'am, I think what you need to do is look for a hair braider and a hairdresser who is Black American. We did our own hair for centuries before these immigrants came to our shores. Because rest assured, because they want your money, they will smile and grin in your face, but they do not like you. Just look up a number of these videos that have been made disparaging Black Americans that remain on this very app right now. Black Americans, we stand alone. And many of you all need to accept that hard pill. Take the medicine, and then we need to move accordingly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, from many Black American perspective, many people argue that the boycotts are legitimate, and truly they are, yeah, because it's a way of expressing dissatisfaction and pushing for accountability. It's not about the black community being racist, or rather the black community being on a hate mission for the Asians or jealousy to the Asians. No, this is a way of looking for accountability to whatever is happening right now. Because, guys, there's no way you can say a 14-year-old kid was shot at the back. Yeah? At his back. That really depicts a lot if you look at it wisely. Yeah? Pressure outside here is running through the social medias, because throughout history, economic pressure has always been a tool for social and political change. But when we see other communities coming to get involved in something that is not even of their business, it really tells you a lot. Because anytime we are out here trying to fight for our rights, there's always a community outside there gathering, yeah, making fun, jokes, throwing backlash. Yet all we need is just social justice. On the other hand, critics say that broad boycotts can affect people who have nothing to do with the original controversy. Yeah, one thing we need to understand that we need unity, guys. As a community, we all do need unity. Because without unity, honestly, it's just going to be disagreements and disagreements. It's how emotional and personal these discussions have become right now, because social media often turn complex issues into team sports, if you don't realize. Yeah, where people feel pressured to pick a side, or instead of understanding the full context, you see people outside there just throwing backlash. Yeah. So I think it's just important, yeah, to ask, are people discussing the facts, or are they reacting based on emotions and assumptions? And guys, before we even get deeper into this, yeah, I understand that one person's opinion doesn't really matter or doesn't represent an entire community. Yeah, that's true. But what makes this story interesting is the reaction it sparked online. Yeah, because remember, it was a thing between the blacks and the Asians. But suddenly we have Latinos going out there throwing backlash. Yeah. Many blacks felt that if people disagree with the boycott, yeah, that's one thing. But mocking people for using their spending power to make a statement that is something that is completely different. Yeah. Being bothered on how they're going to spend their monies, or rather being bothered with them boycotting the Asian businesses. Yeah. This is so crazy, man. This is weird, guys. Because I don't think whenever the Latinos are having any issue with other communities, you'll see black people going outside there throwing backlash or mocking them. Yeah. But right now that we have the black community having, or rather running their boycotts, we see Latinos coming out of nowhere with videos to mock them in support of the Asians. Yet it's visible whatever we are talking about right now. We're just looking for accountability. Yeah? This is really going to get everyone's attention, because mockery is not just something light. It's disrespect. And it's aimed at the black community for making an economic choice. Yeah? And that's where I have to ask a question. Why does it always seem like whenever black Americans decide to organize their own interests, suddenly they're people with opinions, I repeat. Yeah? Why? Why can't they just leave us alone? They are always forced to be poking their noses on our businesses, yeah? So bothered by what step are the black community going to take after this? Hmm? If black people choose where to spend their money, that's their choice. If they support businesses that support them, that's their choice. Nobody is forced to participate on it. Nobody, literally no one. But instead of having a serious discussion about the reasons behind the boycott, yeah, some people online decide to turn it into comedy content, yeah, taking shots at black people. Yeah, it is so wrong. The irony is that many communities advocate for supporting their own businesses and keeping money circulating within their communities, yet black Americans talk about the same thing. Somehow it's a controversial. Yeah, it becomes something big whenever the black folks do it. Again, this isn't about all Latinos, I repeat. It's about specific people making these comments, yeah, making these commentaries videos, these reaction videos on TikTok, yeah, the mockery. Hmm? Guys, so what I want to know is why some people seem so upset about black Americans making economic decisions right now to boycott the Asians. Why are they so bothered? Yeah, drop down your thoughts below in the comments. Do you think that people are reacting to boycott itself, or are they reacting to the idea of black Americans acting collectively? Until the next video, sorry, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to the channel.